We're always so happy to see our friend Marcy Bowling from Watching Over Whiskers, and today she has brought Fanny and Frederick.
Fanny and Frederick.
They're fancy cats like that.
Fancy Frederick and Fanny.
Oh, it's fancy.
It's fancy day.
Marcy.
I always bring fancy cats.
I know you do. Tell us about these sweet little babies.
Well, these two are wide awake this morning and like
Yes, they
going
are.
crazy. They're like teething apparently, because they're chewing on everything they can chew on, which is like
That's
so
okay.
not normal. And they've already been fed, I promise, like 5:30 this morning. But yeah, they're turned into babies. These guys were part of a rescue that we did in a little rural community kind of nearby here. They were living in the walls and the floorboard of a trailer. So they went from, you know, sort of sad to glad to be able to get out and to get fit, you know, healthy and vetting and ready for fabulous homes. They are very playful, as you can tell. They are busy, fun-loving kittens, but boy, when they crash and want to be cuddled, they are the cutest thing since sliced bread. And they are a puddle. They're a puddle because they just wrap around each other, like you saw a little bit of a minute ago. But literally, when they crash, they're just like one little
Fluff ball.
They just pile on each other, and since he's fluffier, she'll kind of use him as a pillow sometimes.
How cute.
Because I mean, look at him. Wouldn't you want to use him as a pillow?
I would.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so does that mean they come in a pair or?
They do. They're a brother-sister pair. So we'd like to keep them together. You also might have noticed earlier when I was waiting in the green room, she was screaming and crying when I had him out.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't find him and she didn't see him and she didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
And they don't like being apart from one another.
They are best friends. It was so cute. Marcy was bringing them to the couch, and they were clinging onto each other,
Hugging.
like the huggingest humans you've ever seen. But their cats hugging each other, just like I was like. I love when human traits are put on animals because it's so adorable.
I know.
And you can just see that. I love it so much. Look how sweet they are. So how old do you think they are about?
How old?
So these guys are almost 12, 13 weeks. They finished their vetting, I think it's next week.
Okay.
Because we didn't get them quite when they were, you know, young enough to do our normal, to be done at 12 weeks. But yeah, they're almost done. So they're almost ready to have their surgery, which is very exciting. And they're taking applications to go find an amazing home together. They're obviously going to need someone who has had kittens, has raised kittens, is used to busyness, is used to knowing that they're going to have to live in a playpen or kennel. Like when you're not home for a while, they're very small.
Yes.
Kittens, you just don't go take and release in your home.
No.
That's terrifying.
Oh my gosh, no.
People that do that and then call me because they're stuck somewhere, they're lost, you know, when they get them from somewhere else or pick up a free kitten on the road, have no idea what they're doing. You know, they're like, oh, it's under my refrigerator. Oh, okay, that's not good.
Yeah.
So, you know, been there for a day, we finally found it. Oh, okay, you're gonna have to like pick that up and move it.
Yeah.
So, these guys have just, they've got a lot of love to pour in them. You know,
I
we
know.
set and hold them. I don't know if I can get her up by the, she is purring like crazy.
Oh, I can hear it. I can kind of hear it.
Can you hear it a little bit? No, she stopped.
That's
Because we're
right.
all
I didn't
looking.
hear it.
Because we're
She's
all
like,
looking. We're all looking.
I'm
little
on
bit.
screen.
So, you know, when they're this age, they just need to be held and cuddled 3 times as much as anything because that's what makes them cuddly cats.
Cats, which
So-
I don't have. You know that, Marcy.
Right, we talk about this. So people play because they want to play. So they're playing laser and they're throwing balls and they've got tunnels and they're yelling and screaming with them like you would a dog. Well, then you get cats that aren't real cuddly when they turn 2 years old and you're wanting to snuggle with them, you know, while you're watching a movie or whatever.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I thought we just played. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And so this is the stage where you rub their widow heads.
You're like a little
Or
baby.
you rub their widow heads.
I know. You're so
And
playful.
you get them all soft and sweet and cuddly. And so that's why, you know, when you get them from a foster home, like what we do, usually they're all cuddly and this is all built in by then. But a lot of it will depend on at what point we got the cats. And since these weren't born in our care,
Yeah.
you know, to a mom that we took in,
By the way, Frederick is now purring. I can feel him purr. You know, I can feel the
they
vibration.
have really loud purrs.
Can you
So-
feel that?
Yeah.
And that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, this might be a dumb question.
Look at that.
I have dogs, so I've got a puppy. We give her small, tiny chew bones. What do you give a kitten?
Toys. There's lots of toys.
Just
and there's even teether toys for cats.
Yes, you need those.
I was
for
going to
sure.
say,
And
with these
so-
kittens
right.
that are very,
and so we,
you know.
we have a bunch of them. They're special ones that are made, I think a brand called Prestige or Pet Stages or something like makes all these. And they're sort of netting with this stuff in them and they chew and it helps a lot because, you know, they lose their teeth.
Yep.
Which
They also lose their claws because I found some claws on my furniture because, you know,
Oh my
how they regrow their claws.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
For real?
Well, when they're playing and stuff and
Yeah.
scratching on things, that's what
They
they,
lose
do.
it,
So
yeah.
which is why you want to buy a lot of scratching things for them to use,
Posts
so
and-
that their claws typically
Yes.
go off on there instead of your sofa.
My sofa.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just cleaned one off my chair the other day, and I was like, oh, there's one of Fergie's little claws.
See,
Okay.
just leaving a little love,
Just
love
leaving
fiber,
love.
Her Fergalicious.
love fiber behind.
Marcy, if people want to adopt these sweet little babies or find out more about the Watching Over Whiskers, how do they get in touch with you?
So watchingoverwhiskers.org has a contact contact us button. Our Facebook page has a messenger button. They can call us at 417-324-4486 with the adoption application and the foster application. And we need fosters, funding, and forever
guys.
homes.
Yeah.
This year's off the charts. This year's, we're just continuing to build from that ripple from the lack of spay and neuter in general, and then the COVID combination has been pretty bad. So all rescues nationwide are on the struggle bus with needing fosters, funding, and forever homes. It's just tragic.
Well, thank you, Marcy.
So-
Thank you, Marcy.
Go get them. They're so sweet.
All right, you guys, our good friend Ian Shelton from Lily's Floral from Price Cutter will be joining us, so stay put.
Hello, baby.
She's just found her tail.
Hello, baby. Where's your tail? Where's your tail? Oh, you're so sweet.